Eric
Cool.
Simon, I appreciate your time, man. It's been a while. Been a big fan of yours. I did a promo video. I didn't put it up yesterday, but I'm not crushing. I'm not weird for the guy. I'm not that way. I do wear your shirt quite a bit. I was going to leave the house the other day. I had the Broke Agent shirt on, not the just sell it. Thank you both for both of those shirts, though. That was great. I didn't expect
Of course,
the other one.
you've been a stringent supporter of mine for a while, so
yeah,
you deserve a couple T-shirts.
I was going to a 50th birthday party, and my boys said to me, "Jimmy, you're not going to wear that out. Like, come on, how embarrassing!" I'm like, "Dude, you don't get it." And plus, I'm Broke Agent too.
Right.
We're all Broke Agent, baby.
The Broke Agent logo shirts don't sell too well because not too many people want to rep a brand that says, "Hey, what's up? I'm a broke agent." But the other shirts, they definitely help with the marketing a little bit.
No, I absolutely love it, man. If you can't be self-deprecating, then I love that anyway. So tell us a little bit about how you got started, why you got started. Hey, if you tell me you started out because you're disillusioned with real estate, I hear you, man. I've been in the business for 25 years, but tell me how. And I appreciate all the work that Wes did when it was the two of you. I don't know, whatever happened there, but it was such a great idea and a branding exercise. And then to poke humor at, the realtor's always the one at the end of the bar getting around for everyone. Shots on me, it's payday type of thing. So how did you get started on it?
So I started at the Laugh Factory Comedy Club actually as a marketing assistant. I don't know if you guys have the Laugh Factory up in Canada, but it's basically one of the most famous comedy clubs. And that's kind of when I started writing jokes down and taking note of kind of funny, awkward social interactions. So when I got in real estate, I was cold calling and door knocking and basically having an awful time with it. Got maybe one listing appointment in 6 months. And I was sitting dead open houses with Wes. We were partners at the time, and it was just a pretty miserable experience. And I was like, there's got to be some other people in the world that are feeling this, because on social media, all I saw were the success stories. I saw $1 million listing, I saw HGTV, and I saw all these agents, preaching all these motivational quotes and talking about how many listings they were selling. And I was like, where's the failure in this business? Like, is anybody else feeling this pain that I'm feeling and feeling this awkwardness at every open house? So Wes and I came up with the idea, the Broke Agent, and basically I was going to help him write a blog for one of his website ideas. And we said, let's make it funny, because I was always a funny writer. On social media, started tweeting, started downloading on Instagram, Facebook, pretty much everything, and it picked up steam really quickly, and now it's pretty popular brand. So that's pretty much how I got started.
Obviously, I want to know what your claim to fame is. And, hey, I want to be your student, especially for my commission coach thing, because, I mean, you know how tiring it gets. It would be nice to make some money and still have some influence and, care about what's going on in the industry. So the commission coach is my little baby. But how do you think it took off? Now, I know you've got some great content, but did you have some big accounts, some influencers retweeting you, or how did it catch fire?
Yeah. So we got validation pretty much, I think, like 3 or 4 days into it. Tom Ferry either retweeted or reached out to us or reposted one of our pictures very quickly. So that helped to pick up steam. Ryan Serhant from $1 Million Listing reposted one of our pictures, but a lot of it was kind of the nitty-gritty work that we did to build the audience, whether it was liking photos, following, unfollowing, commenting back, DMing, getting in engagement groups. Like, there's a ton of work that actually went into it that wasn't necessarily just organic growth. But obviously the good content and people tagging each other in the photos is what helped it grow initially.
So you think the comedy was the main squeeze, and then a combination between that and guys that were like, even in the early days, it must have been risky to retweet some of your stuff, because it's not exactly politically correct. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of realtors at the beginning, I think, felt a little bit nervous to retweet or repost our photos, just because it's very self-deprecating, and it was basically the inner monologue of a failing real estate agent. So that share-wise was relatively difficult, but Instagram's such a private platform where you don't necessarily have to repost something to show love. You tag or you like or you comment. So that's really how we got a lot of that organic growth. But I think once the brand started taking off and people realized that humor is a good way to sell yourself, then people started reposting. Because now on Facebook, it's getting hundreds and thousands of shares, not hundreds of thousands, but hundreds and thousands. Instagram's getting a ton of shares. So I think it kind of reshaped the way people thought about their business, where they said, hey, I don't have to just keep posting my success stories. I could post some failures, because people find that just as relatable, if not more, than posting their open houses.
So you talked about the groundwork, and I can appreciate, liking, commenting, following, unfollowing, and I know there's a system to it. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm fascinated by it. But did you do the groundwork? Did some of the groundwork include, DMing some of these guys and going, hey, we'd love it if you'd retweet some of our stuff, and if I can ever help you, reciprocate somehow?
Absolutely. So what I did kind of recently, actually, is I got in these engagement groups, which is something everybody should do, where people have similar followings and similar accounts. So there was other parody accounts called Attorney Problems, Stupid Resumes, and they're all just kind of disgruntled workers that have, hundreds of thousands of followers. And we got in a little group of 5 to 6 people in a DM group and said, hey, repost my stuff once a week. I'll comment on your stuff. I'll like your photos. And it's kind of just, it keeps moving. It's like a turning wheel of getting each other's following. But at the beginning, what I used to do is tag people in my photos. So for example, I made a meme that I thought Ryan Serhant would definitely either like or see, and he ended up reposting it. So I tagged him, had people tag him in the comments, and that got reposted by him, which really helped kind of boost our following. So there's a lot of little tricks to get people to. I didn't really do too much DMing about saying, hey, can you repost my stuff? Because I kind of just, that felt a little inauthentic, and I didn't want to annoy people. I always wanted people to naturally just see the account and then start liking it themselves. So it was really just like those mutual DM groups, those engagement groups that really helped get it started also.
Cool. Now, I know this is not a one-man job, so in the early days, did you and Wes kind of complement each other, where you were good at some things, he was good at other things?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he was always liking photos, always following, always unfollowing. He was an absolute workhorse getting this thing started. I was kind of more the content guy, where I'd come up with the stuff. He'd come up with some stuff also, but he was always hammering out liking photos pretty much all day, when that was a more useful tactic. Now Instagram really cracks down on that. So you can't like, thousands of photos a day, but back then you could search hashtag realtor, hashtag real estate, like a bunch of photos. When the broke agent name pops up, people say, hey, that's interesting. I've never seen a handle like that. Then they go to your account, then they see it's funny, then you get a follow. Nice. So yeah, I mean, he was an absolute workhorse, like I said, just getting that following up there, because it's a lot of work at the beginning to get these things rolling. A lot of people, they'll look at your account and be like, damn, you got a lot of followers. That must have happened overnight. But it's been, 4 years of posting 2 or 3 times a day, commenting on other people's accounts. Like you really have to kind of develop a community and interact with everybody possible.
Awesome. Now, because you're not so politically correct, have you seen some backlash in some of the posts? I mean, we talked privately the other day. You said, I didn't even notice. I had to take it down. I can't imagine deleting a tweet. I mean, that's something I loathe doing. I hate deleting anything or removing anyone, blocking anyone.
It's embarrassing, but there's just a social media mob now. And I try, I don't want to be politically correct, but at the same time, I don't want to alienate my audience necessarily with politics. But the other day I posted a photo of a picture of a guy with a gun to his head. And it was the meme was, gun to your head, who would you call that you knew wouldn't answer? And I said something like any realtor, basically. But the picture happened to be an African-American person in a white guy's hand, which I didn't even notice. So I'm going through the comments and everything's positive. And then I see a couple comments being like, why is this, this is white on black crime, or this is a white guy shooting a black dude. And I was like, shit.
Oh, no, he said shit. Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
My channel's going to be demonetized.
I know, exactly. Yeah, so, I mean, I've gotten a little bit of backlash. There was also, did you just leave?
No, yeah, I just went next door. I had to list a house.
Okay. Well, welcome back.
Don't blow for me. Nobody else knew I left. Oh, I guess when they see later, they'll see me getting out of the truck. So content is king. What's the rules around the follow, the unfollow? Like, do you go back and unfollow everyone that hasn't followed you if you give them 3 days or 7 days, or like? So
I don't do that anymore. That was something to get it off the ground. Basically, I would go to accounts that would have similar followings to mine. For example, Tom Ferry has a lot of real estate agents. Real estate agents are my audience.
Right.
I would go to his recent followers, because his recent followers are people that are relatively active on Instagram. I would follow, or Wes would follow, hundreds or 200, 300 of these people, and then wait about 2 or 3 days, because sometimes people aren't checking Instagram every 5 seconds like we are.
Sure.
And then they'll follow us back, and then eventually after a while you'll unfollow them. So it's kind of a little bit shady, but to get your account off the ground, I think it's definitely a necessary tactic if you have the spare time to be unfollowing people on Instagram, which a lot of people don't, but we most certainly did.
So is there some ratios that you live by as far as following versus follower count? Or
I think Instagram doesn't let you follow more than 7,500 people. For our account, we never wanted to be following more people than we had follows, just because it looks lame.
Yeah.
Just from principle, whenever I look at an account and I see someone following 5,000 people and they have 500 people, I think they're a loser.
Loser, that's me.
Something fishy's going
Jim Fannon on Twitter. Loser.
Is that no? Twitter's different though. Twitter, you have to follow people.
Yeah. Now on the Twitter, that's interesting, because it was 2 years ago I found this awesome little Google extension, okay, and it claimed to be able to unfollow me from all the people that I was following. My feed was garbage, right? And I don't even find I'm at the same count now, and I don't find that it's garbage, probably because I'm in a different political mindset, and what I'm seeing speaks to me a little bit more. But my feed was just, it made me rage a little bit. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start over. And locally, we have a guy here at the Mike Garrett. He used to be just a brilliant personality. I think now he's got a job, and he cares. He's got a restricted account. Anyway, I found this application, or this whatever it is, this extension on Google that would take me down to 0 followers. I went for a shower. I came back. I had 0 followers. It was the coolest thing ever. And then when I started with Mike Garrett. Again, just 1 follower, and then I built it slowly. At that point, I had 2,800 followers. Over the next few months, I lost almost 1,000 of them. Right? Yeah. Because I know that for the people that know me and are tired of my stuff all the time, because I'm very political, they saw that as an opportunity, right? Jimmy Fannon unfollowed me. Perfect. I'll unfollow him. So 2 years later, I'm back up. I'm at almost the maximum, 4,900 or something like that. And I still haven't reached the 2,800 of my all-time high. So I'm like, what the? Now, I'm not working it as much, and I'm not being strategic, but I'm frustrated by it, because it's just, it takes a lot to get to pay off.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, have you found that being more political online has helped your business or hurt your business? Like your commission coach / real estate business? Well,
the commission coach is kind of a new thing that I've been working on in the background for the last couple of years. I've done it a little bit of it privately, locally. I'm really hoping to get on with NAR down in San Francisco this year, because they turned me down 2 years in a row, and that's all I need is
to speak at it.
Yeah, because I only need 20 minutes with a few hundred agents, and they'll get it. Like, I mean, especially in my market, maybe not so much you're in Santa Monica. I think out in California a little bit, you've got the regular rate at 3%. You've got a few discounters, and that's it. It's not, but we started at 3 25 years ago when I got in the business. Then the discount came in quickly after I got in. A lot of people saw it as, cheap money. I saw it as being blackballed, because when everyone's offering a half point more than you, well, what do you think if we have the option and it's going to cost us $2,500 to show your house, opposed to everyone else's in them? So I'm still stayed passionate about that. So a commission coach is kind of new, and I haven't really built it that much. Now, I wish I could tell you I saw a drop off. My business couldn't get any worse. Let's put it that way. For the last 2 years, I've been obsessed with building commission coach. I do a little bit of real estate in the background. There's almost an election I won't stay out of. I've stayed out of the last 2. I just declined the federal election this time around, so I'm proud of myself. The regional elections, I said no to. Because.
Oh, you mean you personally running for office?
I run for 10 times, almost 10 times as a Green Party candidate. The last time around, I ran as none of the above.
And is a Green Party candidate in Canada different than the Green Party in America?
No, pretty much the same left-wing ideology, tax bads, not goods, which, I'm still socialist in that way. I think we need a little bit of socialism, but unfortunately the ideology of the left has got me so wrangled right now. I can't identify with the left at all. I don't know who red-pilled me, but that red pill almost killed me, man, because I'm very loyal. I've been a Flyers fan since I was 5. As a result, I'm an Eagles fan as well, only because like the Flyers were great when I was a kid. When I finally turned my eyes to football, Randall Cunningham was there, and I stuck with like I'll never change teams. And I didn't realize that I was also loyal to my ideas and my beliefs. So coming off things like capital punishment, I used to say, torch him, like kill him. He's a piece of crap. Get rid of him. Now I'm like, you know what? I don't think man has the right to take anybody else's life. You know what I mean?
Right.
On abortion, I don't know where I fall on it exactly, but I know that these late-term abortions are nuts, man. You shouldn't be able to have an abortion at 9 freaking months. Anyway, so I wish. I'm sure that gets me in trouble because I'm certainly not afraid to pull the trigger. I have an opinion, and there's half of the people out there that don't agree with me that will say something, and the other half that do agree with me, they're not saying, "Hey, way to go, Jimmy. I'm going to call you." And you know what? In 25 years, I finally, about 5 years ago, got a call from someone. I said, why did you call me? They said, "Oh, well, you're my Green Party guy.
That's awesome.
You sent me an email a month ago." That's once in 25 years. So, no, it hasn't helped. And you're probably right. You know, I just saw. I think Tim Pool was saying today. You know,
yeah, you look like Tim Pool right now with that hat.
Come on, man. I like Tim Pool.
I literally thought that you were trying to be him with that. You're just you got the mic and everything. Now you just got to talk.
I got a white head, man, and it's freezing
Twitter
cold.
censorship, and you'll be good to go.
But Tim Pool says, "Oh, you want to be a YouTube star, eh?" Well, I've been working 16 hours a day, posting 7 videos a day, and today he said on 3 different channels. Like, it's hard work. I'm just one guy, and I got to do a little bit of real estate here and there too. But so yeah.
Are you posting your commission coach stuff on YouTube consistently?
No, I just know what I did.
You don't need an audience of a NAR audience for 20 minutes. You have YouTube right there that has every audience member you could possibly want. You could do YouTube ads. You could DM people to promote it. You could pay me to promote it. You know, we could figure something out. But just post on YouTube consistently 2 or 3 times a day, once a week. Start slow, and you'll really get your message out there. Do the right tags. I mean, if you want to preach commission coach, that's your audience right there. You got Facebook, you got Instagram, you got Twitter. You no longer need to get physically in front of an audience, and that will probably lead to you physically getting in front of an audience if you're charismatic and you're articulate on YouTube.
Excellent. And so you'd recommend like a few posts a day, shorter clips, things that are watchable, catchy titles, good tags.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, do a 2 or 3 minute YouTube video every single day on it. Break it down on Instagram. Do 30-second teasers. Say, hey, link in bio, watch the full video. If you got a Twitter account of however many followers you have now, start tweeting that stuff out. Facebook, you have these tools at your disposal now where you can really tag the right people and reach the right people. And Facebook ads right now are so inexpensive. You could really hit the specific demographic. I'm boosting every post on Facebook now, and it's been really beneficial for growing my audience. So you got all the tools. I would just keep pounding away, and you're good on the mic. So.
You sound like a student of Gary Vee. He's so up with Facebook ads, and you know I'm the guy he talks about when he says, "Oh, so you tried a Facebook ad and it didn't work, and you went, oh, screw that." You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that Facebook doesn't work. It means your ad sucked. So, and this is kind of what I ran up against at one point. You know, I've got Jim Fannon. That's my YouTube channel. I've got 3 or 4 separate Twitter accounts. My personal account, the Commission Coach, Team Niagara. There's some different accounts. Well, you'll know because they retweet all your stuff all the time. Oh, there's 4 retweets in the same second. Those are all my accounts. I appreciate that. And so I wondered, you know, when I started rolling this, like I've got a decent following on my personal Twitter page, on my YouTube channel, but then I thought, do I mix Commission Coach in with that kind of stuff? Or do I build a brand new platform, trying to build a brand new identity and keep it separate so that people aren't going, oh, well, this guy's he wants to build the wall, so forget him. I'm not dealing with Commission Coach.
Yeah, I would keep your personal and your business separate. I guess if you're very political on your personal, just because you would be turning away half your audience. But I mean, I keep my business and my personal separate. I have like a rogue Twitter account that doesn't even have my face on it, where I could actually follow everybody politically who I want to. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, whatever works. Like, you want to attract the people that you like also. You know, you want to work with people you like. But I think the name Commission Coach is catchy. It's got alliteration. I think it's a good move. Just stick with that username. Try to build that one up.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate your support there, and I will take you up as far as, you know, being a student or paying you to influence or something. I just got to go sell a house so I get some money in my pocket. But and that's the thing, man. You take your foot off the gas in this business, you know what happens, man. The car just stops. And it doesn't stop for a minute. It stops for 6 months. So, you know, when I take a year off, I didn't take a year off, but and it's just a matter of changing the focus, right? So I'm focusing all my attention on building the website, on writing the scripts, on working out how it comes across, on trying to build some humor in it. You know, my presentation and Commission Coach, I can make into an hour presentation with no trouble, especially if I'm talking to an agent. When I'm talking to my clients, it's about 20 minutes. But and then I taped it out all full. Like, when I looked at it, it looked like 20 chapters. I'm like, oh shit, I got to write a book, because it looked like yeah. So what I had,
you could do an ebook that you release in portions and that you have people pay for. I'm doing an ebook on social media right now. I think that an ebook is very simple. You know, you do a Word document, throw some cool illustrations in it, and say, hey, $10 if you want to learn how to never reduce your commission, or whatever what you're saying is.
Well, yeah, it's basically 7% on the. You know, I take 7 and I give 4 to the selling broker, and when it's like in your market, it would be a solid full point above everyone else. And I tell my clients, hey, listen, if you get something close to full price, would you pay an extra point? They're like, hell yeah, I pay 5 extra points. Like, you're never going to get me full price anyway. They never expect to get it. But my point is, like, when I listed all this stuff out, and then I did a mono read for my camera, I went, this is boring as shit. Like, how do you make a commission conversation entertaining and funny? Like, I'm a funny guy, but writing comedy is something completely different, man.
It is. I don't know how you would necessarily make that entertaining, but you want to make it palatable to your audience. So you don't want to sit there and read something for 20 minutes. So I think if you release these kind of minute-long videos, and for all realtors want to do is make more money, get more leads, and you're teaching them how to make more money. So it doesn't necessarily have to be ridiculously entertaining or funny. Like, if the content you're producing is actually helping these people, and they're saying, hey, I'm getting an extra point on my commission because I watched this guy's videos, they're going to tell their friends about it. So I would just keep pounding away at it, man. You'll eventually reach the right people. The right person will retweet you, the right person will comment, and then you'll start building your Rolodex.
I appreciate that. So who have you been helping? Can you talk about the people that you've influenced and helped out, that you know, that it's worked out for you, that you have helped build the brand? And then I'd like to go, if you've got the time, like to go back and, you know, for the newbies that don't have an account yet, like how would you start doing this right off the bat, type of thing?
Yeah, I've definitely helped people build their accounts. I mean, I've kind of been a social media consultant for a few real estate tech startups that I don't necessarily want to name. I don't know if I'm allowed to. Okay. But I help people build their real estate followings. I tell them, I've given presentations to agents. I've spoken at real estate conferences, just kind of about, you know, having an authentic voice, what to post, when to post, how often to post, and basically how to growth hack your way to Instagram following. So there's a lot of other kind of real estate comedy accounts that are popping up.
Okay, good.
And I've helped a few of them as well by just saying, like, you know, this is like how you actually physically even make a meme, whether I'm giving them my apps or I'm giving them the right hashtags, or I'm reposting their stuff to help grow their accounts as well, because I don't have a monopoly on this real estate comedy thing, even though I felt like I did for a little bit. But there's a couple other accounts out there now that I like to promote. And, you know, eventually I'd like to have a couple other people helping me out with this thing. So this becomes like a real media company, which, you know, it kind of already is. I got a book.
Yeah, baby,
Commission Agent right there. Awesome. You know, I got merchandise, I got videos. So it would be great if I had another creative mind in the kitchen that's like, dude, let's do a video on this topic. Let's film this. Let's make funny 1 minute long Instagram videos. Like, I want to make content that's longer form and scripted. Like, I'm over the memes and the text videos. Those are quick hitting and those go viral. But I like, not viral, they go, you know, popular, they get shares on real estate. But if I could actually write out the jokes and the experiences that I've been feeling in real estate, I think it would resonate with a lot of people.
Right. So getting back to if you're just a rookie, you're starting out, you're like, okay,
Yep.
I got a great idea. I need some help with the branding. We've talked about a couple of those things. Maybe, you look for similar followers, you engage with them, you like, you comment, but step by step, what would you say are the most important?
Commenting on other accounts that are within the same industry as you is huge. That's how I've built a lot of my audience.
Now, you talking across platforms? It doesn't matter. It's not specific to Insta, Face, or Twitter?
Well, I mean, Twitter definitely. I like Twitter for me in real estate. Twitter, I feel like it's a political realm, or it's a place for businesses to launch out what they're doing. Like real estate wise, I don't know if too many people are looking at listings and stuff on Twitter. Are they? I've never really used Twitter like that.
You're probably right.
I almost use Twitter as a dumping ground to test my jokes to see how they'll be on Instagram or Facebook.
Okay.
But for the commenting, not necessarily as much on Facebook, but on Instagram, what I'll do is I'll try to comment something really funny on accounts that are similar in my industry. So if it's Tom Ferry, if it's Ryan Serhant, if it's Josh Altman, if it's any of these $1 million listing guys, if it's an HGTV account or another funny meme account, I'll comment something funny because then my name pops up in their feed. You know how you're like scrolling through the comments and you could see the top accounts that comment? Mm-hmm. That's how I've gotten a lot of organic follows. So I think that recently, because the Instagram algorithm shows the people that comment with the most followers, has really helped my account. So if I was starting an Instagram account in real estate, I would comment on a broke agent post every single time because that's your entire audience is real estate agents. So if I'm a business trying to attract realtors, I follow the broke agent. I follow Bad Real Estate Picks. I follow Tom Ferry. I follow National Association of Realtors, because then the algorithm starts picking up all of these industry related accounts. Mm-hmm. So what I'm going to do in this ebook that I'm coming out with too is I'm going to actually physically give these accounts to follow what kind of things you could comment and basically all these strategies that I'm giving away right now for free.
Awesome. Eric Simon is my guest. He is the broke agent. We're talking about social media marketing and branding, especially of the broke agent. So, Eric, tell me about your growth. Like you started out, I know, getting merch was a threshold, a milestone. Like, tell me about some of the meaningful milestones and when you accomplished them and kind of like order.
I think one of the biggest milestones was speaking at the Inman Connect conference in San Francisco.
Right.
I think we had 10,000 followers, 15,000 followers or something back then, and that really helped put Wes and I and the broke agent on the map at the time.
Because that's what?
What's that?
For those that don't know, Inan?
Oh, sorry, Inman Connect.
Yep.
Inman is one of the biggest real estate media publications. They focus on tech and real estate news. Brad Inman is the CEO and founder of that. So it's they have two big real estate conferences a year, and then they have other mini luxury conferences. One's in Vegas this year, and then they usually have one in New York. So basically we spoke at that, and it was horrifying. Yeah. I barely said a word. I was fucking I was, I was shivering before on stage. I couldn't eat anything. Wow. But we just gave a little mini presentation. The first presentation we gave was in front of a bunch of CEOs, and we had no idea what the broke agent even was. We couldn't even describe it to people. So I think the idea has consistently evolved. And then some other milestones. Yeah, coming out with the merchandise was huge. Posting our first YouTube video, the animation series. I raised $7,000 for a Kickstarter. Coming out with the book is massive. Came out March 5th. It's a real estate cartoon book called Commission Impossible, Rogue Agent. There's been a lot of kind of mini milestones and different things I've been working on. A lot of things that haven't worked and a lot of things that are continuing to work that I keep hammering out.
So is it your goal or aim to be out of real estate and have broke agent just provide everything you need for whatever
God, absolutely. Are you kidding? This is the whole reason I started this.
Who wants to be a realtor? Damn it!
I know. I am ready. But the problem is the real estate feeds the content. So if I go a couple months without a sale, or I go a couple months without actually contacting a client, or hopefully not a couple months, but then I have to keep looking back and looking at the jokes I've written in the past, or repurposing old jokes to new memes and stuff like that. And it's I need to keep doing real estate to keep the content going. But thank God in this business, every single day provides 15 posts worth of material, because every phone conversation, every showing, every inspection, every open house, there's some either awkward interaction or something crazy that happens where you're like, that one's perfect. That'll resonate with people.
You got to write them all down?
I write them all down. So I have a little, note place on my phone, and then I organize them by category, whether it's inspection, open house, showing, cold calling, door knocking, lead generation. Yeah, so I don't have them that organized. I completely made that. No,
perception is reality. He lies too. Okay, it's no big deal.
I lied. That was a complete lie. No, I do have different categories. Very roughly, it's not like it's that organized, but I like to. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Do you take the Gary Vee school of thought that you're just going to document everything, make long movies out of everything, and then just carve it up and make content out of it? Whether it's content today or 2 months from now or a year from now, then it's there?
No, I'm not documenting everything. I post a lot of kind of funny rants and stuff on my Instagram stories, and I'll talk about, the process of writing the book or something like that, but I don't have a D-Rock with me that's filming me 24/7. So I don't know what I'd be documenting. Me putting text on words on a meme, me going to a showing and then writing a joke down. It's not that exciting.
Well, I wish every day was the crazy buyer day. I watched that again yesterday. It felt like the first time, and it spookily chilled me because it hit a little bit close to home with maybe a girl or two that I know. Tell me about the broke agent. Who is he character-wise?
He's me. He's this guy. That guy right there that's supposed to look like me. Okay. I gave him a name for the book, Ben Ackerman, B.A., the broke agent. So he's a 29-year-old Jewish dude in Los Angeles that is disgruntled about real estate, has pretty bad social anxiety talking to people.
Really?
Not necessarily not like in normal social situations, but when the other realtor is not having any sort of conversation when you're waiting for your clients, or like talking to people at an open house and trying to actually work in whether or not they're working with another realtor. Like you have all these. I always try to relate to other people by bringing up sports or something else.
Local sports team. How about that local team, man?
Exactly. So whenever I ask someone where they're from, I know everything about sports. So if someone says they're from Philly, I'll talk about Bryce Harper and the Phillies or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then I try to keep the conversation as far away from real estate as humanly possible. And then I can relate with them on a human level, and then hopefully they'll work with me.
I just got to the point when they come into the real estate, like if I ever sat another open house again, I'd be going, do you want to buy it? Do you have an agent? Do you have a house? For boom, 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 just straight to the point. I can't sugarcoat stuff and trick them into telling me if they're working with somebody.
Yeah, I hate the salesy aspect of it, and that's why it's really tough to generate business, especially in Los Angeles, because you have so many, go-getters and sharks out here that will do anything to get these clients. Mm-hmm. So if you're not out there every single day knocking on doors and hitting up your Rolodex 5 times a day, like I have so many friends that I probably could have worked with that I haven't worked with just because I'm not hounding them and I don't want to jeopardize my friendship. So I think a lot of realtors do feel like that, and they see the ease on these real estate TV shows, and then once they get in the actual business, they really feel the anxiety and the uncomfortableness that comes with dealing someone's biggest asset. Like you're like when I've worked with my friends, it really like hits home with you that this is the biggest purchase they've ever made in their life, and probably the biggest purchase that they're going to make for the next 5 or 6 years. So you want to do it right. And if there's a question you don't know, it makes you feel so uncomfortable. And I'm 4 or 5 years into the business, so I know nothing compared to someone that's been in the business 30, 40 years. Like every single time you do a showing, you get more and more experience, which is obvious. It's just a cliche, but so the broke agent is basically just it's the inner monologue of a realtor and what he's thinking. And he has some success, but most of the time, like in real estate, you have all these little failures, but the little successes, like getting a text back from a lead or getting a phone call or something like that. I really want to capture that as well.
Yeah. Have you, I guess, yeah, you're only a few years in the business then. I thought you were in there. It seems like Broke Agent's been along for decades, man. Like I've been following you for decades. So that's good.
Yes.
And, I'd call me resigned and cynical, but I'm almost to that. Like one of my best friends called me the other day. She's like, well, I sold my house, right? Like that, it's gutting, especially when you're new in the business and you're hungry. Yeah. Like, I mean, literally hungry. And I'm like you. I don't like that salesmanship. Like it takes some salesman. I mean, the hounding and they're going to buy before they die type thing. You just never leave them alone. And then if you don't, and that's something I really haven't been good at real estate. Something I dropped the ball on is the best thing for me that I could have done is showing up on closing with pizza and beer. You're the hero. You get introduced to the whole family. You guaranteed to get a lead out of it somehow. And if not, at least that's the fun part of the job. That's the part. I think I've done it once for a buddy of mine. And that's when I realized, wow, this is really awesome. Like this is awesome. Not because you're the hero, just because they're your people. So does it ever get less offensive, if that's the right word for it, when somebody calls and like, dude, and it's always after the fact. If they called you before and said, oh man, I'm bummed out, I'm gonna have to give this one to Lisa. Sorry, bro. That never happens. You always find out about it because you see it on the MLS.
Yeah, or they half-ass tell you afterwards, or they have their girlfriend tell you, or something like that. Like I was working with a couple for 6 months. I must have showed them 20 places in West LA, and they go dark on me, and I didn't want to keep hounding these people and annoying them. I mean, they were friends, but they were kind of friends of friends. And then out of nowhere, I get a call from the boyfriend. I was close with the girl because I went to college with her, and he's like, Eric, man, I'm really sorry, but we wrote an offer with a listing agent in this place downtown a month ago, and we're closing like next week. And, I crushed a little bit. I was more just kind of like, was I doing a bad job or something? Like, can you just tell me, so I'm not constantly checking my phone or texting or calling. And those are the ones that hurt the most, is when even sometimes I'll go on Instagram and I'll see one of my friends posting a picture with keys at their new condo. And I'm like, I'm a realtor. So I don't know if that says something about me, or I'm just not doing a good enough job at letting everybody know that, hey, if you're buying, this is what I do. Like, let me help you. Yeah. So I don't. It's that awkward kind of line of friendship / business, and I think a lot of people are really good at toting that line and knowing how to handle it, and a lot of other people are kind of 50-50, half in, half out on it, and that's kind of where I'm at, unfortunately. But thank God I have the Broke Agent where I could talk about these things and I could, monetize it as well. So
and you can drip on them without it being salesmanship. Hey, it's just Eric calling to see how your cat's doing, and isn't it time to move? You just draw. If they're following you, then you can drip on them with Broke Agent, and it's not like that.
Well, now the Broke Agent, everybody knows about that, so they know I am a real estate agent. So that has helped in that sense, definitely, because I don't post anything on my personal about real estate, which is kind of stupid. Right, but really? I because the Broke Agent is such like a part of my brand and all my friends know about it, they all know I'm a real estate agent. And it's actually kind of helped with business here in Los Angeles, because as the name has gotten bigger and people have actually started to put a face to the brand, other realtors will recognize me and say like, hey, I actually want to work with this guy, or I kind of feel like I already know him, so my rapport with him is a little bit better. Maybe I'll give him a little bit more information on the offer situation, or I'll be more candid with him about where we're at. So it's definitely helped in my real estate as well.
Yeah, and my mother used to say she used to be our manager over at Remax here in town in St. Catharines, and she managed 75 or 80 agents at the time in a couple different offices. And I'd come in as a new agent, beat down in my early 20s, and go, oh, so and so. I used to fall for the, hey, we're in no hurry. Now I understand when people say we're in no hurry, they're buying tomorrow. So you better stay glued to them, because
That's a good tweet right there.
Yeah, you can use it.
I'll credit you. Yeah.
Okay, good. But she always used to, and I'm very good at taking personal responsibility. At least I think I am. And she kind of trained me this way: what did you do wrong? Like there's you have to look at yourself. If you lost the deal, it was because you didn't stay in touch with them. You didn't buy the pizza on closing. You didn't send them closing. You didn't drop in once in a while and say, hey, I'm in your neighborhood. Is that something that you incorporate into your business as well, or you just hand it all off to BA?
You mean like the follow-up business?
Well, yeah. Well, the dripping.
Yeah, the dripping. I mean, I do closing gifts. I really don't even have like an email drip campaign. Like I do all my follow-up through broke agent business stuff, where I hit them with emails or DM conversations or like all my broke agent contacts. That's what I basically use as my business. So everybody there I'm keeping in touch with constantly, whether it's a conversation over social media, email, or phone calls, because I've met agents, influencers, and whoever across the country, and that's really like helped my network. But real estate wise, I need to be doing more of that. The people that I have sold houses and condos to, I need to continuously be in touch with them, but a lot of them are my friends that I'm just talking to regularly anyway.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, brother. I want to respect your time. We've kept you almost an hour now, and I appreciate that very much, man. It's been a long time getting you on here, but I appreciate your time. You're a star to me, and the humor. I mean, there's nothing you can't do with humor, and the self-deprecation is absolutely sexy. I know it's kind of like an anonymous character in some way, but just on your way out, any advice that you've got for even established realtors that maybe have a social media account or just saying, hey, I saw Eric Simon today. Geez, he's done all right for himself. I want to turn, because we did talk about how this branding really has helped your personal real estate business as well. So any small tips that you could give on the way out would be great.
I think posting the failures every now and then is really helpful for people to see. There's an agent that I recommend everybody follow named Jason Cassidy. He's a successful realtor in San Diego. I met him at a conference a couple years ago. And on his stories, he'll post emails of himself getting rejected for listing appointments. And it's really authentic, and it really resonates with realtors, because it's just like, yes, that's what happens a lot more consistently than the other emails.
Right.
And it makes him seem more likable, that it's not just sold, just listed, open house, picture of me smiling with a massive key.
Look at my new Lamborghini.
Exactly. Motivational quote, car. Like, it's just this nonstop feed of just nauseating promotion. And the more, not necessarily personal, but when you post your failures, or you post your mishaps or your bloopers, if you're filming, a stupid agent profile video or something like that, I think that's the stuff that people would be like, I like this guy, I want to work with him, or I like this girl because she actually has a sense of humor. She's not this suited and booted person that is just this agent that these people have almost become like not mannequins, but just like fake personas on Instagram, where it's just like they think they're personal trainers, they're life coaches, they're real estate coaches, they're real estate agents. It's like this combination of this Gary Vaynerchuk character that just drives me nuts. And I think so many people see that in their feed, that if they saw some like failures or they saw some mishaps or blunders, they'd be like, that's the person I want to work with.
Awesome.
That's good advice, huh?
Yeah. That's good shit right there.
Pulled that one out of my ass, but I thought that was good.
Oh, so always so self-congratulatory. That's awesome.
Exactly.
Brother, appreciate the time, man. I want to touch you up another time, and maybe we'll put a little bit more thought into it. I was just happy to get you. I'm a little bit of a fanboy.
Thank you, and I appreciate that. I'm glad.
Well, hey,
we've been in touch for a few years.
Yeah, you built it, man. It's all you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, hey, so you're doing something right with your contact. You got to keep fostering those relationships. So if there's other influencers that you want to get your commission coach stuff out there, keep doing what you're doing with me. Awesome. you've always been funny. We've talked a couple times on the phone.
Yep.
You're sharing my stuff. You're interacting with me on social media. So if you did that with some other,
dude, I called you out. I did a whole video with the broke agent shirt on. I'm like, I'm chasing, dude. Come to me, come give me a. And you're like, oh, I missed that. I'm like, you fucker.
I know. Sorry, I don't check all the notifications, but
well, you must have a lot of them, man. Here. And I appreciate the humor and stuff like that, and the B-roll stuff too. Making yourself vulnerable. You're right, man. People love that kind of stuff. They want to see the makeup. They want to see you when you first roll out of bed and you stub your toe or something, like, yeah, the B-roll stuff. So that's awesome because, you know, I think and maybe you're over this, but I always got caught up in that whole idea that, no, I'll wait till the website's perfect before I launch it. Well, you know what? You fix it later. Make a few dollars first, and you'll have the money to fix it, or pay someone to fix it. You don't have to worry about it. So
if you keep waiting for everything to be perfect, you're never going to put anything out there. I mean, with this book, I even think there's like a couple typos in it, but it's just like this was a year or something in the making, and I was just like, we got to just put this thing out here. Yeah. And it's a great cartoon. I recommend people buy it. I got to promote it a little.
Yeah, absolutely.
TheBrokeAgentBook.com. Check it out. It's 200 pages of a real estate cartoon drawn by Eric Lee. I also recommend following him. Real Estate SquarePants. He does funny, sarcastic real estate comics.
Okay.
And it's got praise from Tom Ferry, Ryan Serhant, Sam Reel, and it's cool.
So you wouldn't recommend picking a war with these guys?
Yes,
Mike
exactly.
Ferry himself told me, good luck. We can't even talk about commissions because it's illegal. Like, I mean, I probably shouldn't say that, but hey, it's a fact. And the guy's old school, and I respect him. But, you know, I came from the old school. I did Mike Ferry too, but I'm a Floyd Wickman guy. And he's still kicking around. But he was Sweat Hogs, 25 years ago when I got into business. So and the book is a full story?
Yeah, it actually is. So, I mean, you could pretty much open it. It's a coffee table, bathroom, whatever book. But you could pretty much open to any chapter and then read it from there. But there's also a story arc from basically the BA getting into the business to him completing his first deal. There's a love interest. There's office characters like the annoying title rep, a nagging seller, a buyer that never buys. All these kind of characters that are reoccurring in every real estate agent's life. They're in this book.
Where's
highly recommend.
Just before I go, personally, where's Stick come from? Eric Stick Simon.
Stick. I was very skitty in high school, my freshman and sophomore year, so everyone called me Stick. Everyone still does call me Stick. So
really,
yes.
I call my brother Idiot Stick, so it's just Stick for short. Once in a while, brother, appreciate it. And where can people find you on social media?
At The Broke Agent on everything: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. TheBrokeAgentBook.com for the book. Coming out with an ebook with another Instagram account I'll mention soon, and that'll be out in a couple of months, and that'll teach people how to gain followers on Instagram without even telling them what to post, just kind of the growth hacking strategies that we talked about today, and it'll be really useful for realtors. So pretty excited about it.
Awesome, brother. I'm going to take your advice. I'm going to become a broke agent student, and at some point I might just show up in your town and say, dude, I'm here. Let's go for a pint.
I don't know about that. Yeah.
I'll be in town in your neck of the woods one day, but I appreciate the love.
I think if I could, sorry, one more thing. If I could somehow wrap education with humor, I'm not going to teach people how to sell real estate because the broke agent, obviously that's kind of contradictory, and that's not something I ever want to do. But if I could help people somehow get leads through humor, whether it's sharing my content, wearing my merchandise, or reading the book or reading the ebook or something like that, then that's the best possible thing. Education wrapped in humor. I think that's kind of the next step for this. But yeah, The Broke Agent on everything, and appreciate you having me on. It was great.
Hey, I love you, brother. I love your work, and it's been very entertaining for us, and it's it's just a pleasure to open up the feed and see something new from you. And
awesome.
So yeah, keep it up with the. I want to meet the girl from Crazy Buyer.
Okay, yeah, I'll let her know.
He is Eric Stick Simon. He is The Broke Agent. Catch him on all social media platforms, and we'll touch base with you soon. I appreciate it, Eric. Thank you, man.
All right, later, man.
Cheers. How do you work this thing? How do I sign off?
All righty, man. That was good. Thank you.
All right, man. We'll talk soon, and we'll touch you up.
Send me the links.
Okay.
And I'll repost it on Twitter and stuff. But I got to go to.
You got to go make some money.
It's already 11.
Yeah.
I got to go.
Sorry, brother. Peace out. Love you. And we're out.